left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
After placing third in the Iowa Caucus and second in the two-person New Hampshire primary, Nikki Haley refuses to drop out of the Republican primary race. Many in the grand old party are arguing that Nikki should get out of the race so Trump can concentrate all of his efforts on defeating Joe Biden in the general election. Walanda, should Nikki get out of the way or should she keep hope alive?
Well, I'll use a catchphrase that she used. So slow and steady wins the race. So she's going slow, but it's okay. But, you know, she's still doing it. As we know, with Donald Trump and the Republicans, they've lost every major election, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to Trump actually endorsing. So they lost when in 2018, they lost in 2020, they lost in 2022. So what is that telling you on long-term games? So I think she's playing for the long haul of, again, going against Biden and winning the presidency. So you got this small amount of people that, Trump. But I think long-term, we all know that most people do not want a Trump and Biden race. So what's the alternative? She's beat out every other candidate, so she's the only one left on here. And honestly, I think she has a still fighting chance. I mean, I know she's lost some, but she did get 50% in New Hampshire. So you got to think she's still beating out. She's close. She's close there. So I think she can pull it out.
I don't think she can. And here's my reason why. If it was a general election, yeah, probably, because New Hampshire's filled with a lot of independents.
Right.
So that's why she got a whole bunch of votes up there. But when it comes to the party, and we're talking about the primary, and she's not going to beat Trump in the primary. He's just got too many people that are loyal to him on that side. And not even you talk about like a Trump supporter who's just blind faith. You're just talking about some Republicans, the established Republicans there, like Mitch McConnell and stuff, are going to just back him up and make sure that it gets through. So, the good thing is like, I'm glad she's still running though. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it sheds light on some of the Republicans there that really don't want Trump to win. In the party, doesn't want him to represent them. And I think that's where she pulls out and shows that. But does she have a chance to beat him at the primary? I don't think she has a chance to do that.
Yeah. So New Hampshire and Iowa are, I think, less than 1% of all Republicans in the country. So it's not really a good measuring stick to say whether she could win or not. We still got 48 other states that they could have primaries or caucuses or whatever they do in their state. Is so crazy. They have so many different ways that they do it. But there's still 48 states to go. So I definitely agree with you. I don't think she's going to win based on the polls and things. But in 2016 taught us that you can't really count on polls for everything. You know what I'm saying? They could be garbage and they could get out there and she could still keep running and maybe, to Walanda's point, maybe pull something out. Now, the question that I want to pose to you guys is, yeah, there's still other states. And the next state is her home state. Yeah. South Kakalaki. And you would think that she has an advantage there, but a lot of people are saying she's not going to win. So how damaging would it be for her if she lost in her own home state that she was once the governor of?
Definitely impactful. But I do want to point out roughly 50%, so half, do not want Trump. It says that primary voters want an alternative to Donald Trump. So here we do. We have an alternative, which is, Haley at the time. So just keep that in mind. As far as her losing in South Carolina, now that I think she's going to have a real heart-to-heart with herself. Just because when they polled them, when they were having people actually speak about Haley, they spoke so highly of her. That's what was so. I don't understand Trump voters anyway, but I didn't understand that. They're like, oh, she did a great job as governor. She was great. And that's all they say. But I'm voting for Trump. I'm lost. Like, if you saw a good leader in somebody, why wouldn't you stay on that pathway? It's like, no, but I'm going to go over here. So that I do not understand. So I don't have an answer for that. So I do think she will, have a heart-to-heart with herself if she does lose her own state. But once again, you got half of the primary saying, I want an alternative. Well, here I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to lose South Carolina. You have some diehard Trump supporters down there that are just going to vote either way. Going to vote that way. They're not going to support her down there, even if it is her home state or whatever. So I think with Nikki Haley, a lot of what she's doing is she's really like not probably she's running to keep herself known, but I think it's really to set up for the next time. Next time she runs for presidency. I think that's why she's doing what she's doing right now. She's staying in the race, but yeah, it's just you got a Trump supporter, you got a base over there that's gonna blindly vote for a guy no matter what what he does. I mean, look, this dude's in all kinds of court cases and did all kinds of crazy stuff. That should be enough not to vote for him. You know what I'm saying? But they're still gonna do it. So Nikki Haley just ain't gonna be able to beat that beat the base that he has got locked down like that. And South Carolina's one of those states that are gonna just support him.
But what about South Carolina's an open primary, so Democrats do get to vote in there. So do you think that would assist her? You know what I mean? Because there's Democrats that are voting too. It's not just Republicans. It's an open primary.
It can, yeah. I mean, if Democrats would probably go vote for her if they're going to go vote, if they're going to go out there and vote and participate in that, So that may be a difference, but I don't know. I think that for the most part, it's going to be mostly Republican people, and Republicans are going to go out and vote for Trump, blindly. Like I said, it ain't gonna make no sense. But
yeah, I think it can make a difference having an open primary. It does open the door also for Trump to be kind of saying that it's a conspiracy again or something against him or this state is stupid. He was talking crap about New Hampshire because they thought it was gonna be closer than that, or Haley might win. So what do you think he's gonna do when it comes to South Carolina? He gonna talk shit, of course. And one of the things that we did see when Walanda was alluding to how the people in South Carolina are very pro Nikki Haley for governor, but pro Trump for president. I think that at least one of the individuals who was trying to explain their stance was that, well, Nikki Haley did great as a governor. She was a great governor. But Trump did a great job as the president. He has experience being president, and he did a fantastic job, la, 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 right? So that's why they said they were going to vote for Trump. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Trump supporters out there can say all kind of things positive about what he's done. But I don't see it. I don't feel it in my own day-to-day life. So that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I mean, COVID, just say that. Like, he just completely lied about COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the country went to shit because of that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I don't really get like how it is. I mean, but we can go back and forth on why Trump's who Trump is. Reality, we're talking about, and we're trying to just be on Nikki Haley and talk about her. It's just, that's what she's battling. She's battling people that are looking at this thing, and they're not looking at it. They're looking at it through Trump-colored glasses. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So how's she gonna overcome that? I mean, he doesn't really even stand on policy a lot of times when he's doing that. At least Nikki Haley, through the primaries, got some policy and got some plan. I mean, I remember looking at her earlier in the primaries. It was like, out of everybody on the stage, she sounds like the only one making sense. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Nobody else made sense. Now, she's had some stumbles with reactions to these questions she's had at the end, and I still don't really understand it's not a racist country, but you can't run with your real name. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what that's all about. But, like, what can she do to beat Trump? There's nothing out there. There's no path for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as intelligent she is, and like I said, if if we go back to just how politics used to be, she would be a good candidate, but she's got to go against these people who are going to just blindly vote for a guy and just come up with reasons why they like him that nobody else sees and all that kind of stuff. So
I would think
uphill battle.
Right, I would think as if you were a Republican, you were thinking long term. You want to look at the candidate that's going to be able to build up GOP. Right, again, you have this losing record. You have a consistently losing record with the man that you may want to nominate. I don't understand that. You want to make sure that you have somebody in place that other people are going to vote for long term. And Trump is not it. Like you said, you got the no Bidens, but you got the no Trumpsters too. A lot of them are never going to get on board with that. And she is an alternative to that. So I guess I just don't understand the long term game that they're playing. Yeah. Short term don't win. Long and steady. Go Haley.
That's right. Now, I mean, what I don't understand is why y'all don't click that like button. You need to be clicking that
got you
like
this
button
time.
so that, we can go ahead and let people know how great these conversations are. And also, if you want to catch up on conversations with us on a regular basis, make sure that you subscribe to Left Wing Kings. So we're talking about like the Trump aspect of this. So, and people just voting blindly, but there's got to be a reason. Why? To your point, like 2018, Trump lost the House. 2020, he lost the Senate. 2020, he lost the election. In 2022, Democrats actually gained, it was a tie, but now they gained an extra seat in the Senate because they lost a seat. And they trying to get this other one that, what's his name about to lose? What's his name from New York just lost? The guy that they, I can't remember his name, but the guy who told all the lies and lied about his background and everything.
What's his name?
Santos?
Santos.
Yeah.
Santos.
That
Santos,
dude.
yeah.
So,
George Santos.
all of that under Trump, right? All of these things happened. So why are Republicans still supporting him?
That's a good question. I mean, you would think established like a Mitch McConnell, some of these established Republicans have been there would, even Lindsey Graham, these guys have been there forever, would be like, look, we keep losing, let's do something different, right?
Right.
But they're so influenced by the base, and that the base goes crazy for Trump that they don't even do anything about it. They're not even changing anything up. You think, they want a breath of fresh air there and try to get somebody in there that's going to at least challenge us, when it comes to it. But they're afraid of, that base or that part of the MAGA Republicans that just took over everything. And don't change anything up at all and keep losing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, because that's cool. And a lot of people and I always tell people this, they're going to vote for Trump. And then we had hardcore Democrat people going to vote Democrats. But in the middle, those independents play the game.
Right.
And the independents we're not, because I'm an independent. So
Right.
we're not liking what's going on with Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a goddamn dumpster fire. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So why aren't the Republicans, these established ones, coming up with like a different way, which a Nikki Haley would actually be a better way? I think that they were doing that with DeSantis, but he's such a stick in the mud. You know what I'm saying? They just bet all their cards on it. But Nikki Haley would be the good play on that. But we know they're not going to do it. The MAGA Republicans are going to go out and they're going to vote for Trump. They're going to go to the rallies. They're going to listen to his lies and him talk, and all the bullshit's going to come out of his mouth. They're going to go to the polls in November, and they're going to vote for Trump. And that's just what it is.
I honestly think some of it, not all of it, is because she's a woman. I don't care what anybody says. We still have a problem as this country with women in power. We had a great, I can say what you want again about Hillary. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole, but we have women who are have these impeccable records. They are influencers. They can articulate their words. They can tell you what they're going to do as policy. They are problem solvers. And for some reason, people still will not get on board and vote for them. So to me, as a country, we still have a problem. Oh, yeah. I think her gender does play some type of role, maybe not as heavily as some people want to say. But I'm sorry, you got Haley and Trump. Like, again, I don't understand the party myself, but just speaking and following and listening and paying attention and reading her policy and just watching her as a human being in general, I don't understand how there's even a competition.
Well, let's just start there. She's got a policy. She's got a plan.
Yes.
You might not agree with it, but at least
she got a plan.
Where's Trump's plan? Have you read Trump's plan?
I haven't read it, but he got a website with it, I'm sure, because he don't never talk about it.
Yeah,
But people are like, go Trump. What is he doing?
You know what I'm saying?
Go Trump where? What is he going to do? What is he? Build a wall.
I think her ethnicity plays a fact. I think her being a woman plays a fact. Come on, let's be real. Trump wasn't even a city council member. You know what I'm saying? He got the presidency. This lady's been a governor. She's been an ambassador to the UN.
To the UN.
We don't run down Hillary's resume.
Oh, yeah. I can't even, right.
Even everybody said she's probably the most qualified person that ever ran for president. You know what I'm saying? So, but Yeah, they got a big problem with, it's a big problem. I heard women talking bad about women.
Women. Oh, they always do.
Like,
Yeah.
Women don't like women.
yeah.
Don't you know?
If we're talking about qualifications, come on, the Republican Party don't care about qualifications. They want to put a figure piece or a guy that has no experience, never ran anything, barely ran the companies. And in the companies he's ran into the ground. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense why why they back this guy as much as they do, because, we know why, because he has a fan base out there that basically does anything, lives off every word he says and thinks he's brilliant for whatever reason. But like, if you just put them side by side, it doesn't even make any good sense. If you didn't know who they were and you just laid them out or who they were on paper.
Right. Their resume. Just put it out
put
there.
Their resume there. I mean,
right.
you would just say, oh, wow, okay, I'm going to go with this person. You know what I'm saying? You won't even hire you wouldn't hire a manager at a convenience store that had no experience in what they were doing. No. But we elected a president that did. You know what I'm saying? So
it's crazy.
Yeah, of course they got a problem with him being her being a woman. They hold that against her. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing they can do. Don't make any sense any other way.
Nope.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, she can't do anything about that, but she could get out of the race if she wants to, and she's choosing to stay. So a lot of people are saying that that's hurting the Republican Party. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think it makes a difference if she runs or not. They're going to still vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? Now, it ain't like all the Haley people are going to be,
right.
Hey, man, let me, when we get out, let's run over and vote for Trump. I mean, more than likely, when he wins the primary, if they go into the booth in November, they're going to vote for the Republican nominee, either way it goes, But I don't think it's like he's still got to deal with Haley and she's holding him back. Why? Because y'all going to vote for him anyway. I don't,
right.
What is she stopping? You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it hurts. I think it's good for her to kind of show that. Like I said, once again, because the next time it comes around, next time she wants to run for president, she can build off of what she's doing right now. Right. And I think that's what her plan is. I don't think she believes she's going to win the primary, but I believe she saying, okay, well, next time, whoever wins, I'll be ready to run for president again. I can build off of this platform.
Right. They keep emphasizing the word unification, but I just don't agree with unifying parties. Like, can't we just vote for the best person for the job? And I think Haley speaks to that. I think she's like, I'm not just going to get in line, even though we know she probably going to get in line. She doesn't speak to that. She speaks, you should be voting for the best candidate. Okay, yes, we are part of a party, but who is going to do the job? Who's going to be able to do the job? Who's going to be able to beat Biden? And that is her major focus. So I know they keep using the word unification and she needs to get out and just get in line. But if he's not the best person for the position, then that it is what it is. So I think she needs to stay in personally, fight your fight. Don't be just giving up like the rest of these, and just getting behind them. Like, fight your fight, especially if it's something you truly believe. And I respect her for that. I think she really wants to do better for this country. I think she wants to unify the country, not just the party, because again, there's not just Republicans that are out there voting. You got Democrats, you got independents, you got the third party, there's more of us. It's not just one party. So I think she's, again, you looking at it in a universal perspective of, hey, let's unify everyone. And what are we going to do? And who's the best candidate to do that? And we all know that is not Mr. Trump. So
yeah, I think that it does hurt the Republican Party in a few ways. They talk about it's dividing them, but to your point, I don't agree with that. I think people, even the Republican politicians who don't like Trump ain't gonna like Trump even just because they're Republican. Some of them do. There's a lot of them that just get in line. Like, I think if Nikki Haley stopped running right now, she would endorse Trump? Probably. She was an ambassador under him. If she stops running, she's gonna unify with the rest of the party and get behind Trump. She's gonna endorse him too. Just like Vivek and Tim Scott and everybody else. Chris Christie didn't, right? You have some who won't, right? They're a small minority, but it will help them unify, even though I don't agree with that. Some of their people are going to come behind him. Now, another thing that it does hurt for the Republican Party is fundraising. Because right now, like, there are people who are fundraising and giving their money to Nikki Haley. If she drops out, all that money goes to Trump.
If they decide that, right?
They want a Republican. To your point earlier,
Yeah.
they ain't running to the Democratic side.
You may not get
The
money.
independents will go whichever way they want to go, which is great for most elections when you look at the popular vote, because Democrats usually take an advantage from independents for the most part, not always. But they always help decide the winner, whoever the president is, right? But fundraising comes into play, and a lot of those companies who are Republicans who are giving money to Haley will give money to Trump. Maybe not all of them, to your point, but it helps his fundraising. So it helps the party with that. And lastly, it lets Trump stop spending all of his money that the fundraising on ads against Nikki Haley and start
Biden.
spending them against Biden for the general election. So if she drops out, it's going to help them in some ways, because whoever wins, whether it's Haley or him, now gets all the funds, now can concentrate on Biden. So whoever wins, by having a two-person race, it's hurtful to the other one. Right. So I think that comes into play.
Yeah. Something came to my mind when you were talking about Nikki Haley's going to fall in line. I mean, if you remember in the first debate, and
She said, right.
Yeah, and they asked her if he was get convicted, you know what I'm saying, would you still back him?
She said yes.
And she raised her hand. I mean, but you know, and then look how long it took her to even come out against him. I mean, that's just
She also
crazy.
said if he gets convicted, she would pardon him.
She pardoned
Yeah,
him. It's not good for the country.
So she gonna back him.
Yeah, and I mean, she just started really this whole time. Nobody said nothing about Trump.
Right.
Even though they didn't show up to the debates, but now she's all gung ho because it's him and her. But that still benefited him. You know what I'm saying? Like so. Yeah, I mean she's gonna be behind him. If she does that, and she's gonna fall right in line probably and be up there on stage yelling.
I
with him
better
and all
not
that
see
crazy.
her on stage. Boy,
yeah.
I'm be
Get
sick.
ready
I'm
for
turning
it.
off the TV. If she get on behind it, I'll be like,
get ready.
Yeah, get ready to turn off the TV.
I can't.
Jim been looking like Tim Scott.
God,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
just looked like a
Getting talked about and smiling and laughing about it.
I call him
Yeah.
gummy. He looking gummy. I said, boy, stop it.
Boy, he got the culture looking bad
He
up there,
does.
bro. He got the culture looking bad.
We're gonna do one on
Yes.
just him. All